Good afternoon, everyone. The world is warming twice as fast as everywhere else in the world because you see, all these places are warming twice as fast in the world, so the entire world is warming twice as fast as itself. Plus, aliens are interbreeding with humans because of climate change. Forget the record snows in Japan, the record snows in Chicago, the delayed planting seasons because aliens are responsible for climate change. And I do want to give a shout out, Johnny, thank you for this collage of images. It's shocking when you see it. It's using the same standard headline of this place is warming twice as fast as the rest of the world. But look at all the headlines and where they are. It circles the entire globe. There's no place that's not warming twice as fast as anywhere else. That means the entire world is warming twice as fast as itself. So it seems like that's a new ploy. Just use the same exact headline, XYZ is warming twice as fast as everywhere else, and plug it in through all the news media outlets owned by 6 families. You think there's any collusion there? And say goodbye to snow in the year 2000. Say goodbye to snow. 2001 because of decreased heavy snowstorms, the end of snow as we know it in 2014. I wonder what the Japanese think up on Hokkaido Island of the record snow and record cold over this last week. All the way up to 8 centimeters, which is about 3 inches or more in some locations. We saw the record early snow in August this year in Hokkaido, pretty much in the same location that they're having the late season snows this year. So it's a pattern, definitely cooling down in Japan. Look back at the Kofun era, 700 AD, and you start to see the same precipitous drops leading into the collapse. And look at the snow in Chicago, incredibly rare, unusual. Even the Chicagoans talking about how unusual it is. And a quick word from our sponsor for today's video, TrueLeafMarket.com, heirloom and organic seeds for any grow zone on our planet. Now is the time to experiment growing something, growing anything, because it's going to be a skill set that will be necessary and mandatory as we get into these climate shifts that we have not seen in centuries or millennia. Full range of sprouting seeds, garden seeds, and anything else that can help you grow a garden during this season. Check them out. There's free starter guides on there in case you don't know how to grow anything. You can learn from scratch, all free to download. TrueLeafMarket.com. The link is in the description box below. Just click and go. Now I want to come up here to Detroit Tigers, Chicago White Sox. Baseball game postponed because of a winter storm. They're going to reschedule the game out to July 3rd. Look at the first pitch, weather forecast at the bottom there. Snow and wind, 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Chicago under a winter storm warning. So when I was digging down the article, I want you to take a look at how the mainstream corporate press is trying to phrase this event. Now the first one here, Detroit Free Press at the top, they talk about snow. But look at this. Tigers White Sox game postponed due to rain. You mean a winter storm dumping inches and inches of snow? That's white rain, I guess, apparently in the way they phrase it. Tigers White Sox game snowed out. Fox 17, thank you for being honest. Tigers White Sox game, inclement weather. Isn't that fun? Both of those entries. Where is the unusual record snow, record cold? Not mentioned, huh? Too inconvenient, doesn't follow the global warming narrative, but who does? Ryan Maue, shout out again. This is some of the best information on the internet about truly what's going on. Look at all these record low temperatures about to be smashed. Anywhere you see a circle, record low is going to be broken. That shouldn't happen in the warmest year ever, now should it? Let's widen that out a little bit so you can see the temperatures. Now I wonder how this is going to affect the planting season as well with all the extra snow, below normal temperatures, and what that's going to do to the soil temperature as well as the moisture. Can you say delayed planting once again? Taking a look at some of the winter storm totals coming down, multiple inches, but when a seasoned weather forecaster says this is unbelievable, well, it must be something strange. And what did winters look like before global warming? I'll say the same thing again. The media is in damage control due to all the changes that we're seeing. Is it a grand solar minimum, or is it a combination of the weakening magnetic field on our Earth going into a pole reversal. Is it the grand solar minimum stacking up right now, or is it just amplified effects from what's happening with our Earth and with the sun? Changes are happening light years ahead of where they should be, so the amplification is going to skyrocket from this point forward. I encourage you to do some of your homework on what's happening with the magnetic pole shift as well as the grand solar minimum. The conjecture is it's starting in solar cycle 25 or solar cycle 26. Regardless of where it's starting, you need to get prepared right now. And I'll leave you with a fun link for the day. Oxford professor, aliens are breeding with humans because of climate change. Is there anything that's not because of climate change now? I am shocked that they would even stoop to this level to bring something like this to the forefront. I bet it's going to make the news headlines. I mean, not for the obvious reasons, because it's so absurd what they're talking about. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. If you're looking for more information on what's happening with the magnetic pole shift combined with the onset of the grand solar minimum, Mini Ice Age Conversations podcast, 30 minutes on a go, anywhere you can find a podcast hosted across the net. Please head over to Libsyn, download from there, and you can share that through your social media streams.